Hello, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Today we are going to do a Savasana meditation, and I'm going to show you some of my favorite tricks to get into the most comfortable Savasana position that you can, and hopefully to get the best meditation out of it that you can. So I've got a couple of props with me today. I've got some nice big pillows, a couple blankets, an eye mask or an eye pillow, and a yoga strap. So you might not need all of these, but feel free to pause the video and grab whatever props you think you might need, or anything that'll help you get a little bit comfier, a little bit cozier for your meditation today. For starters, let's grab 2 of our pillows. One will be for our head and one for the backs of our legs. I like to have a pillow under my knees because it helps my low back connect more with the floor, helping me feel a little bit more grounded, and my hips aren't in the way at that point. So finding a pillow to go behind the head if you like, and then finding a pillow to sit beneath the knees. From here we can either let the bottoms of the feet come in together, finding a butterfly, or let the feet go long out in front of the body. Again, finding something comfortable, noticing, does this feel right for your body? Is this a pose that you can fully relax into, fully forget that you're in, and focus on the breath? Our next hack is, instead of pillows, or if you would rather use put your legs into butterfly, you can grab 2 rolled up blankets and put them beneath the knees. And you find the same kind of feeling here in the low back, where you can soften towards the floors because your pelvis is lifted slightly. This one you might feel a little bit more of a stretch across the front of the legs or across the hips, and it's just whatever's most comfortable to you. So sit here for a little bit and notice. And another one that I like a lot for our butterfly pose is you grab your yoga strap. You double it back on itself so it is in a large circle. You loop it underneath to the tailbone or the low back. Then you lay back on the floor, looping your feet through it, and then softening the feet to the floor. So it's going to hold you here. You're going to feel sturdy in your butterfly pose. But again, this is one where you may feel a stretch while you lay in it. So if you're somebody who likes to get that dual purpose, a hip stretch, hip opener while you meditate, this one is a great one. I feel nice and stable here, and I don't feel like I have to hold my legs because the strap and gravity and my muscles are doing it for me. And then last but not least, you have your blankets. Tried and true method for me in a Savasana is always to cover up with a blanket. So I feel nice and comfy, and I don't know, I always get cold in meditation. So go ahead and find a place where you feel comfortable. Finding somewhere where you can forget what your body is doing, where your body is in space. Somewhere where you can fully soften into the ground below you. As your spirit, as your breath, as your consciousness floats in or above your body, focusing on the breath or the peace and quiet. Once you have found that place where you feel comfortable, where you feel safe, where you feel that you can fully breathe in and back out, we'll close the eyes. Allow the body to still. Taking a large breath in through the nose and releasing it back out. With each exhale here, as we fully release the breath back out, fully emptying the lungs of air, we're also allowing the body or the mind to empty out anything that is no longer serving us. Anything that comes to mind right away that is not needed in the body or mind. Exhaling out any stresses from the day. Releasing out any tension, any tightness in the body. If it helps, you can always imagine the in-breath flowing to these areas and massaging them out. And then pulling that tension, tightness out of the body with the breath, releasing it and letting it go. Noticing if there's any thoughts coming to mind that are not helpful or thoughts that are not nice, and letting those out with the breath. We are not trying to completely empty the mind, so there will be some thoughts. And with those thoughts, we're just going to let them come and go, not attaching very much energy or additional thoughts to them. Noticing them, thanking them if they're helpful or if they're nice, and letting them continue on their way, floating out of the mind or floating to the back of the mind to be dealt with later. Imagining we're in the car and those thoughts are just outside of the windows. As we continue moving with the breath through our relaxation, just noticing them as we drive by, as if they're trees along the road. Continuing to release anything with the breath that we do not need. And then we're going to deepen the breath. Breathing in for a little longer and out for longer still. With each exhale, allowing the thoughts of the body to soften, or allowing the body to soften towards the floor. Growing heavier with each exhale. You'll notice the body naturally wants to soften at the end of the out breath. It naturally grows heavier, relaxes, and it sinks towards the floor. Allowing the body to do this as it is the most natural state. our body starts to soften towards the floor, you may notice that you're feeling lighter in other ways. The breath may begin to lift as we loosen our feelings of the body, the connections to the space that we're in. Feeling almost a floating sensation to the breath, to the consciousness, to the spirit, to whatever you want to call it. Feeling heavy through the body, but light through the mind. Allowing ourselves to float in this space of light, of bubbliness, of feeling peace and unbothered with the world around us. Now we can continue to let thoughts drift away or to slide past us. Or we can take our thoughts to something specific, to a problem that we want a solution to, or to thinking about how we want the rest of our day or our week, our month or our year to go. If you notice that you dropped back into your body, or your pace, or the pace of your heart picked up, or your breath shallowed out at any of these thoughts, hop back in your car and let the thoughts go by. Again, with the exhale, allowing the body to soften. And with the inhale, allowing the thoughts to lift, separating us from the space that we're in. And we'll stay here, focusing on the breath for a little while longer. Another large breath in through the nose, letting it go as a sigh as we slowly and gently start to bring some movement back into the body. Wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. If you have something covering your eyes, slowly begin to lift it off. From here, we can roll onto our left side or stay on our backs a little longer. Taking a moment of gratitude here. Thanking yourself for coming to your mat today. For taking this time out of your busy day, your busy week, to refocus on body and breath and the connection between them. For giving yourselves this time of peace, of quiet, of stillness that so many of us are lacking throughout our day. Being able to slow down is truly a gift to give yourself, both your body and your mind. So give yourself a nice big mental hug. Tell yourself that you love you and that you are proud of yourself for putting yourself first for these last few moments. We'll slowly start to make our way to seated. Really taking your time as you get used to being back into your body and back into this space. Blinking the eyes open. Taking another big breath in and out. Sitting tall through the spine. We'll take one hand to the floor beside us. Taking the other up and over. Cartwheeling the arms, switching sides. Back to center again. Closing the eyes one last time. Taking a large breath in and releasing it out. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love and light. Namaste.